Good afternoon. Today I'm going to do a story for an adorable little boy whose name is Rayansh. And Rayansh does wonderful stories himself. So, Rayansh, this is for you. The Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, in a little forest on the edge of a town, lived a pig family. Mama Pig, Daddy Pig, and their three little baby pigs. Now, the three little baby pigs grew up and they weren't so little anymore. So, Mama Pig, whose name was Matilda, said to her three little boys, Bambi, Bambi, and Bambi. They were all called Bambi. Yeah. So she said to Bambi number one, and Bambi number two, and Bambi number three, all right, you three. I think you're old enough now to make your own way in the world. Here's a little money for each of you. Go off into the world and make your fortune. But remember what Mama's always told you. Whatever you do, do well. Whatever you be true. Straightforwardly act. Be honest. In fact, be nobody else but you, and you. All right? Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. Yes. So the three pigs, Bambi, Bambi, and Bambi, set off towards town, although they didn't really want to go to town because they could get caught and eaten by some humans. So they went to another village, or to a forest outside another village, and they decided to build themselves some homes. So Bambi number one was a little bit of a lazy fellow, and building a house with cement and brick and nails and logs of wood and having to cut them and all that just seemed like too much work. So he found someone selling hay, and he went up to the man and said, "Hey, hey, hey, can I have some hay?" And the man was like, "Sure. That's 100 rupees and you can have all that hay that you want." So he took the hay and he just piled bale over bale over bale over bale and built himself a house. Now, he lived in that house and was quite happy living there. But one day, he heard a sound outside his window. And he peeked and he looked and he saw a big, bad wolf. And the wolf looked at him and he looked at the wolf, and the wolf went, "Hey, hey, hey! Nice seeing you today, young pig. Do you want to be my dinner?" And the pig said, "No, no, no! By the hairs on my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in. I don't want to be your dinner." So the wolf said, "Well, then you know what I've got to do. I'm gonna huff, and I'm gonna puff, and I'm going to blow your house in." And the little pig looked at him and said, "Just you try it." And the wolf didn't even need to huff and puff. All he did was, puck, he poked at the log, at the bales of hay, and the whole house collapsed like a pack of cards. And Piggy Bambi in there said, "Oh, somebody help me!" And he ran squealing down the forest to the other brother Bambi's house. Now that Bambi had been a little more clever. He had bought logs of wood, he had horned them into planks, and he built his house out of wood with nails and hammers and all of that. Yeah. And so when Bambi won, came charging down to his house, he quickly opened the door and said, "What's up? What's happening?" And Bambi number one said, "Oh, Bambi, the big bad wolf, he knocked my house down. And I almost got eaten." So Bambi number two said, "Oh gosh, we better fortify the door." And so they pushed a sofa against the door so that the wolf couldn't come in. And the wolf came bounding behind Bambi number one and stopped outside the window and said, "Bambi, Bambi, can I come in?" And Bambi number two said, "No, no, no! By the hairs on my chinny chin chin! You are not going to come in!" And then Wolf said, "Well, then I'm gonna have to huff and puff again." And Bambi number two said, "Well, just you try. I got my nails from a hardware store. You're not going to knock me down." And the wolf went huff and puff. He couldn't blow it in. But then you know what he did? He gathered up some steam and he ran towards the window and he collided with it, and parak, the entire house collapsed. And Bambi number one and Bambi number two went, "Help! Bambi three, we're coming! Open the door!" And they charged in the direction of Bambi number three's house. Now, Bambi number three was a really, really clever guy. And he was hardworking. And he remembered what his mama said, which was, whatever you do, do well. So he had taken the time to build his house out of brick and cement. And he had a pretty good, strong house. So the other two ran towards his house, and he had the door open because he didn't want them to collide and get hurt. So he left the door open and two of them hurtled into the house and he shut the door. Now he was really clever. He'd even put padlocks on his door. So there was one lock, tarak, second lock, tarak, and third lock, tarak, and the door was sealed. There was no way the wolf was coming in. Then what happened was the wolf now was really hungry. And hunger can really drive you to run fast. So he bounded and galloped and got to the third pig's house. And when he got there, he said, "Listen, pigs, now I'm going to come in and I'm going to eat all three of you up in one go because I'm really hungry." And Bambi number three said, "Well, you can try, but you're not going to succeed. I've built my house out of imami cement." And the wolf tried everything. He tried pushing, he tried blowing, he tried huffing, he tried puffing, but nothing brought that house down. So then what he thought was, I'm going to blow this house up. So when he went into the market to buy some dynamite, the wolves did something clever. They phoned up Red Riding Hood. You know that girl who defeated the wolf the last time? Yeah. And they said, "Red Riding Hood, we need some help. Do you think you can come?" And she said, "Sure, I'm just washing my hair. I'll be there in a while." And so Red Riding Hood got to the house, to the pig's house, Bambi's house, and she waited for the wolf. And when she heard the wolf coming, she walked outside and she said, "Oh, well, hello, wolf. You're back, are you?" And the wolf looked at her and said, "Oh my God, here comes trouble." And before he could run, she whipped out her pistol from her trousers. She aimed it at the wolf and bang, 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 she shot him dead. Now the thing is that Red Riding Hood really likes animal skins. I mean, she's human, and you know what humans can be like. The pigs came out, delighted to see the wolf dead. But you know what? They trusted the wrong gal. A few weeks later, I met Miss Riding Hood, and she was on her way to the airport. And when I looked at her, she looked amazing. She had on this beautiful furry coat. And do you know, she had 3 pieces of luggage. She had a suitcase, she had a cabin bag, and a handbag. And all 3 of them were made of pigskin. Yeah. So thank you. I hope you liked that story and the twist in the tale. Did you like the twist in the tale? Well, if you didn't like the twist in the tale, let's do the end again. Let's go back to when the wolf said, I'm going to huff, I'm going to puff, and I'm going to blow your house in. And the third Bambi said, oh, you can try, but you won't succeed. So Wolf says, well, if I can't blow it in, I'm going to climb up and come down your chimney. So he took a ladder, propped it against the side of the house, and climbed up towards the chimney. When he got to the top, he did notice some steam coming out of there, but being a dumb wolf, he didn't realize what the steam could mean. In the meantime, the pigs had put a cauldron in the fireplace, put lots of water in it, set it on fire, and started boiling water. The wolf climbed up to the chimney and sailed down the chimney and landed splash in the boiling fire water. And he squealed and he jumped out of the cauldron and ran out of the house, down the forest, to the next forest and the next forest and the next forest, and was never seen again. And that's the end of this story. So I hope you liked it, Riyaj. Bye.